Single of the week here on The Breakfast Show is Second Bite of the Apple, the new track from Beady Eye. And this is the first single to be taken from their new album, B.E., which is set to be released on June the 10th. Now, B.E. was produced by Dave Sitek. Incredible producer, member of TV on the Radio, worked with Yeah Yeahs and Foles. And this is something of a shock, because Beady Eye's first album, Different Gear, Still Speeding, was pretty much a straight-ahead rock album, what you'd expect from the remaining members of Oasis to be recording. But this is a completely different album. It's a definite progression. I know I've heard it. It's a new sounding Beady Eye. So to find out a bit more about the record and its birth, I sat down with Liam Gallagher and Gem Archer and Andy Bell from the band to find out a little bit more, and it wasn't intimidating at all.
It's always nice to finish a record. It's always nice to hear what people have got to say and then get out and tour, isn't it? That's what we do.
Because if you look at Different Gears, Still Speeding, how do you regard that record now? Because it didn't get an easy ride when it came
love it.
out.
I think we all love it. It's not like we're dissing that by doing this. It's two different records and they're both kind of cool.
Was there like maybe a case of maybe you did that record a bit too quickly, it was kind of rushed out a little bit?
You know, it didn't connect to people the way you wanted it to, but we wouldn't have put it out if we didn't think it was the Dogs, you know what I mean? And we wouldn't put this out if we didn't think it was the Nuts, you know what I mean? I'm not nervous about it, whether it sounds different or not, because there's plenty of songs on there that is still us, you know what I mean? We took a few chances and gone down opened a few different doors, but the main meat of it is still a rock and roll band with guitars, you know what I mean?
So there wasn't a case of like, okay, we did that, now we're going to intentionally try something different?
I mean, the demos for this new record, if you heard them, they're amazing, and it is still in that kind of, it is Different Gear, Still Speeding, part 2, better songs as far as I'm concerned. They only got a little bit twisted, or a little bit, they only started to take a different shape is when we started working with Dave Sitek, as far as I'm concerned, on a few of them, you know what I mean?
So when did his name first come up? When was the first time that you can remember someone said...
About a week before.
Yeah,
really?
Because we worked on the demos most of last year, and there was a few names came up for people to work with. You know, at one point we were going to go to Nashville, at another point we were going to go somewhere else, and then it was like, look, we've got all these tunes now.
We really wanted
the
done
studio
before
times,
Christmas,
the studio times booked, and we're going in.
Yeah.
And then Scott, our manager, came up with Dave Sitek's name, and we hadn't met him at all, and it was a leap of faith, as much for him as for us as well.
So it was pretty casual. It wasn't kind of like, right, we've got this master plan. He's the man that's going to realise it.
No,
but if the album sells well, we'll say that.
It might be impractical to seek out a new romance. We won't know the actual if we never take the chance.
Because I'd spoken to him a few times on the phone, and he went, but you know, I work fast, and I was like, perfect, suits us, and we were kind of ready for it anyway.
we were super rehearsed, so it was like,
I'd just go in and play live. We were all set up around there, and then he'd have his little, I don't know what he'd have set up over there, but it was something weird I've never seen before. Desk was there. We'd go in and do it, and then 3 takes, and he'd come in and go, right, I want to conduct some musical experiment, and we'd sit down and go, normally you'd go, you can have a listen back, and he'd be like, don't worry about any of that kind of nonsense, and he'd just start going on with his weird stuff, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Some songs were kind of as is, and some songs we ripped apart from the bottom up, you know, and different ways of working, and everybody's just going, oh, I get where this is going.
Your voice sounds really good.
No, it sounds good. I'm really proud of it. It's dry and it's bare and it's truthful and it's honest, and that's where we're at. When we were doing the demos, all the songs, I just had enough of effects. I just thought, what sound like a sound in my house playing my guitar, you know what I mean? And then we've done it, and it's just something I had to get used to again, you know what I mean? Going, look, get all the effects off, all the slap, all the double tracking and stuff. I just wanted to sort of just get rid of it out of my life, you know what I mean? It's not that hammered through the past and that.
Shake my tree, where's the apple for me? Tickle my feet with the enemy.
It feels, I mean, obviously it's a band, but it feels more like a group than maybe it did with Oasis. It feels like is democratic the right word?
Yeah, it is.
I vote yes, it is. What do you say, Gem?
Well, obviously, you know, but that's...
We're friends that get on with each other, like giving each other, you know, space to do what they're doing, be creative, and that's what it's about. That's what the Beatles did. You know what I mean? The other band was just about one person. There's many bands like that sometimes works, but this is working for us, and I don't want to be in a band with someone who's in control all the time. I'd rather go and work with McDonald's.
Is there that point in the interview, the point that's probably just happened right now, when you're like, all right, here we go, it's Noel time?
Nope. The thing is, mate, me personally, I'm not here. I'm not here to hide from questions. People want to ask me a question, whether it's about a dog, Ian Brown, or Noel, or our album, then feel free, and we're going to answer it. You know what I mean? I'm not one of them that goes here. I mean, we're not allowed to talk to that. We're not talk about that. If that's the case, I don't want nothing to do with being in this business again. You know what I mean? People want to ask me a question, I'll give them an honest answer.
So it doesn't get a bit tiring when people are like, well, have you spoken last? Da, da, da.
Sometimes it gets obvious, man, when people are listening on the phone and you're doing your interview, and then somebody goes, right, can you wrap it up now? One more question, and then it's just the question about Noel, and it's like, come on, man.
Are you going to keep doing Oasis songs in the set then?
We're going to drop 2 in, yeah, I think. I'm not going to be hanging about being nostalgic and all that. I think, you get done for loitering these days, don't you, all that stuff. We'll do 2, move on, come back into the present.
I think you did very well.
Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, that took about 2 days to clip all the effing and jeffing out of it.
The dog's butt.
But I think it's a fine comeback record. If you want to see them live, they're doing 3 intimate shows in June, but you can't go and see them unless you've got tickets already, because they're all sold out. Manchester Ritz the 19th, Camden Centre on the 20th, and Glasgow ABC on June the 22nd. But they are playing V Festival and Tea in the Park, and we are expecting details of a full tour very soon. I don't know why that's supposed to sound mysterious, because they're a band and that's what happens.
Yeah, exactly. And you're probably amongst the first to know, I'd imagine, being in music news.
Yeah, probably.
It's not that
Third,
mysterious.
fourth,
17.
8, 9.
Six Music news.